Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the latest episode of Ringside Breakdown. I am JR Castillo.
And I am William Dash.
Will, before we start, I want to talk about my dad for a second. Last episode, I had mentioned that he was sick and that it was touch and go. Well, last Monday, he passed away. It has been a very difficult week for me. Uh, but my dad's the reason I got into pro wrestling. I watched pro wrestling with him. He took me to my first ever pro wrestling event when I was like 5 years old. Sam Houston Coliseum here in Houston, Texas. It was a WCW show where the main event was Ravishing Rick Rude. Might have been Stunning Steve Austin. I was young. I kind of forget sometimes. In fact, I'm almost certain now thinking about it, it's Stunning Steve Austin defending the WCW United States title against Sting. And this was Surfer Sting. This was old school Sting.
The colorful
And
steam.
yeah, and then Sting won by disqualification because he got hit in the head with a very gigantic brick cell phone held by one Paul E. Dangerously, better known as Paul Heyman.
Hmm. I remember then.
And if you remember Paul Heyman's Hall of Fame speech, he pulled out that very same giant brick cell phone. So I enjoyed watching wrestling with my dad. One of the last things we did together was watch wrestling. I will miss my dad, but also if my dad knew that I stopped doing things I love on his account, he would haunt me. So I am here. We're going to talk wrestling. Dad, I love you. I miss you, and I'll see you again. But Will, what a weird couple of weeks in wrestling.
Yeah. Quite a bit of predictions came true following the
Yeah,
Night of Champions.
I was sitting here thinking that when we filmed this episode, we would be talking about Obafemi's King of the Ring with a match against Roman Reigns. I think we both said Io Sky would win that match. And I
Hmm.
was thinking Cody Rhodes be WWE champion. Well, in the span of the 9 days since Night of Champions, Sami Zayn won the WWE Championship
In Saudi.
in Saudi Arabia, which we both kind of thought if they were ever going to do that, that would be the time. Obafemi did win King of the Ring, but instead of facing Roman Reigns, he is facing Brock Lesnar in Hell in the Cell, which will be absolutely amazing. Uh,
Which leads me to a question I have about the main event on Monday Night Raw, which we'll get into that in a
and
minute.
then Io Sky will be facing Liv Morgan, even though she just beat Liv Morgan. Okay. Probably Io Sky wins that because they haven't done anything else with Liv Morgan. I don't see why Liv would win that. But then here we are, 9 days after he won the WWE Championship. Sami Zayn has lost the WWE Championship tonight. As of filming this, less than an hour, about an hour ago exactly, to a returning CM Punk, who we have not seen since the day after WrestleMania, where he told Cody Rhodes, "Hey, all I have to do is sit back and wait until a WWE title opportunity just falls from the sky." And a WWE title opportunity just fell from the sky tonight in Chicago.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's actually crazy you said that because I was actually in the process of catching up on the Raw. I didn't get a chance to finish. So, spoiler alert.
Oh, so I got to you before you saw this.
Yeah. I When you sent me that message earlier, I was literally just turned on Raw because we were out today and I didn't get a chance to sit down and watch it live, which
All right.
not a big deal. I'll still watch it. But with that being said, that just makes it even more of a question of who Oba's going to pick after he gets done dealing with Brock Lesnar because the deal was if you win the King of the Ring, you get your champion to choose from, but yet Obafemi was persistent on slaying the beast once and for all instead of going.
Yes.
He said that the world titles are always going to be there.
Yeah. This act there is so much to talk about. This kind of feels like this might be a 2 episode week or something. There's
Yeah.
just so many things we could go with. We're not even going to touch Liv Morgan and Io Sky tonight because we are focusing all of our time
Well,
on.
I
I mean,
honestly
we
thought,
could look at it. Well, we still have to talk about Danhausen because, of course, there's
yeah.
Danhausen segment has to exist.
Well, we made it a point to make sure he had a spot every week because
Yeah,
we don't want to get cursed. So Danhausen has a spot every week or every
but
time we record.
so much of this episode will be focused on the WWE title picture, the ongoing, what looks to be another retirement match for Gunther, Brock Lesnar, Obafemi, Hell in the Cell, Obafemi's King of the Ring, whether or not what the rules are to that, I don't think they've clearly been. I mean, let's start there. Let's start. We'll get to CM Punk here in a minute. Let's start Obafemi Brock Lesnar because that was originally going to be the big story.
Yeah.
Obafemi, one King of the Ring. The It's always been advertised. Well, at least since they brought King of the Ring back, it is advertised that the winner of the King of the Ring gets a world title shot at SummerSlam. It They've never specifically said that that's how it has to happen. They just said it gets the world title. They and they use it's SummerSlam. That's the next big pay-per-view. It's the one where you would most likely use it. Does King of the Ring sort of work as a Money in the Bank thing now? Is like if you win King of the Ring, you just get to call a title shot, or does it have to be SummerSlam? So now if he doesn't go for the title at SummerSlam, he loses that automatic title shot and has to earn it back. Like, I think we need a little bit more because his wording kind of made it feel like he'll get that championship eventually. It doesn't really matter how he gets it. When he said championships come and go. Uh, but to me, it feels like he earned the title shot. It like maybe he can't just say like call it like King of the Ring and just show up after a match, right? He has to call it before. He has to say, "Hey, listen, I'm using my King of the Ring title shot here." But it feels like if you win King of the Ring, you get that title shot at your time. It was assumed that SummerSlam would be his time.
Yeah. It seems
It
like it's more of a you use it and you get a set match as opposed to like Money in the Bank where like you use it basically whenever you want to, like whether a match is over, before it begins, in the middle. I think the King of the Ring is used as like, oh, you want your match here? Okay, you're gonna have a set match for this championship at this PLE.
Yeah, and I think the easiest way to write this, because I know the biggest online complaint is like, well, it makes the King of the Ring useless because if he's just giving up his title match. I think the easiest way you can write around that is like, well, it's never specific that it has to be SummerSlam. It's just automatically assumed that since that is the next big pay-per-view, that's when you would get it. It
Right.
doesn't say that you have to have it at SummerSlam. The assumption is you would take it there. So I mean, you could just, that's not hard to write. And, but I mean, some fans are picky, so they'll never accept anything. So that's not really, but you could write yourself out of that. And like, he's just going to use it some other time. Survivor Series. Uh,
Yeah.
I kind of see it going to Mania, although there is a scenario where I can see Brock Lesnar, Obafemi, Hell in the Cell, which kind of feels like this would be the swan song for Brock Lesnar. I mean, we've kind of always thought it'd be Minnesota, SummerSlam. He loses to Hell in the Cell, probably in a brutal match, because this isn't going to be no 3 minute match.
No.
They're not putting the Hell in the Cell up for a 3 minute match. We're going
It's
10, 50, we're going 10 to 20.
it's gonna be legit hell in a cell
Yeah,
with those two.
yeah. So that feels like that'd be a good swan song for Brock if it's gonna be the end. But I could see a scenario in which Oba wins night. He beats Brock on night one, And then he ends up coming out at the end of the title match between Roman and Seth with Adam Pearce, and Adam Pearce said, "Well, he said he wants his title match, or he gets added into this as a triple threat." I don't think they'll do it triple threat because they've long teased Roman Seth one on one, and this just hasn't happened in years at this point. That I re- I don't has Roman and Seth ever had a one on one?
Yeah,
It just it
they've
they've
had
gone
their
one on one.
they've had one-on-ones. It's just Seth has always
It,
came
it
out on
always
top.
it always feels like there's some shenanigans. I'd like to see a non-shenanigan match.
And I feel like with this Roman Reigns, I feel like since he's been doing more of like this on his own instead of having the bloodline interfere, I feel like we will get a one-on-one
Yeah.
this time around. But as far as the record goes, Seth holds a undefeated record against Roman Reigns.
Something about Seth's wording too on that promo last week about this match. That
I,
was very ominous wording.
I feel like he's more injured than what he's leading on to be because I feel like if he was healthier than what he really is, then there's no way he would have been like saying like, "Oh, this might be our last time ever," or this it could be the last show that we did, this last dance that we do.
Yeah, because it felt very ominous that maybe we're near the ending of the Seth Rollins run.
Yeah, I mean it because there for a while his lower back was giving him trouble, then his knee wouldn't stay healthy. He
Yeah.
just
Which, I mean, Seth Rollins has had a hell of a career, so if we are near the end of it, he'll be one to be remembered for a long time.
oh yeah, if anybody deserves to go out in this way, it is Seth Rollins after everything that he's done. So I
Yeah.
feel like if it is the end, then he really did have a good run. He didn't really miss a whole lot. He became a Grand Slam champion. He's been part of many different factors or factions.
Yeah. Uh, so there's not much to report on the Roman Reigns thing.
No.
Really hadn't been there. I mean, other than that promo, so there's not much to go. It looks like Zilla Fatu will be joining WWE.
Okay.
From what I've read, he's expected to start in NXT for a little bit, and then he'll be added at some point to the Bloodline story. Apparently, Bloodline story is going to be long term.
Hmm.
We're looking at another couple years of Bloodline, WWE having the Bloodline around. So, yeah, but Zilla will be. He's been at the Performance Center a few times. If he hasn't already signed, he's expected to sign pretty soon, and he'll be starting down in NXT pretty soon. So Zilla is coming in. We have an exit from WWE.
Uh-oh.
Sheamus has left the WWE.
Yeah,
Um,
I was reading about that. It kind of sucks that his last match was that triple threat with him, John Cena,
yeah,
and Mysterio, but
and he will leave the WWE just short of becoming a Grand Slam champion, as he never got the Intercontinental title.
man,
Seems like a missed opportunity there.
there were so many times where like the IC title needed that champion to like take him forward, and Sheamus was
Yeah,
always there.
if he doesn't end up in AEW with Cesaro, I'd be shocked.
I mean, he might just,
Although, although I could see him, he's going to be high demand, so I could just see him running the Indies for a while.
yeah. Or he could just be like, you know what, fella, I'm done. I'm gonna go drink some pints and Guinness.
Yeah. Uh, it's there seems to be something. I don't know what's going on with Solo and Jacob Fatu and this weird back and forth. So, one thing I do want to have to mention about Jacob Fatu, if you ever just watch the way he talks to the Bloodline, Jimmy and Jay, it's so goddamn funny. Because he'll be talking to Jimmy, right? And be like, Jimmy, I acknowledge Roman Reigns. I ain't acknowledge you. And then he'll look at Jay and be like, "Oh, you're punk ass Jay." It's like he always adds extra shit to Jay.
He always adds punk ass to Jay every time, no matter what he's talking about. Every time he's talking to Jay, it's punk ass.
Jacob Fatu is the ultimate hold a grudge because he has not forgotten about Jay telling Solo, "Why you bring him here? Because we don't even hang with him." He has not forgot. He is just absolutely every single time he talks to Jimmy. I mean, talks to Jay. He adds that punk ass in there. He
every
does not
time.
like that man. Does not like him at all. And
But you can
I get a
tell it's
kick out of it
like
every time.
it makes it funny because you can tell it's like a family thing. Like when they're outside of WWE during family, he says it to him too. Because every time he does, Jay's always trying to like not break character, or he
Yeah,
gets like so like frustrated with him. He's just like, so you can tell it definitely it's not just a WWE thing. It's like when they're around their family, it's the same stuff that happens. It's just
yeah. You could just see it like probably when they're real life. He just you punk ass. He just the way he because he jumps at him. He just the way he does it. He just puts so much emphasis on that punk ass. It's
yeah.
hilarious to me every single time.
The thing that I'm waiting for with the bloodline is they keep like you were talking about this weird back and forth with Jacob and Solo. I want to see Roman Reigns go confront Solo.
Yeah.
See how that
Eh,
goes.
I want to see how it goes, but also we had so much Roman and Solo already. Like, and to be fair, Solo hadn't gone anywhere since then.
No. After he lost their tribal combat on the debut of Netflix, he's just kind of been stagnant.
Yeah. And apparently that version of MFT, I don't know what's going on there. I,
I think
it,
the MFT's left Solo.
yeah, it just seems like week in, week one week they're with him, the next they're not. But I mean, really, you gotta move him on. It's, Tamatonga and Talatonga do not need to be saddled with Solo.
No.
They really don't.
Especially
But
Tala Longa. Holy shit.
yeah, it's like they don't need to be there. So it's like let's figure something else out with them. But so that's where the Raw title picture's at. Let's go to the WWE title.
Yeah, they the prediction
Well,
we had wasn't quite the PLE, but it was definitely the person and the place. Sami Zayn pulled off a major upset
yeah.
at Night of Champions,
I guess
becoming
before we
the
fully get into that, it looks if they're not leading to Nick Aldis versus Gunther for Aldis's wrestling career, what are we doing?
I know they after they made the announcement that he was suspended
Yeah,
permanently, I was like, okay, they're doing something here.
yeah. And then if you haven't got all through Raw, Nick Aldis is on Raw tonight.
Yeah, I did see that earlier.
Yeah.
But this the
He's
way
the one.
that it
He's
was
the one
just
who let CM Punk in the building, by the way.
it was just it was funny when all that happened after Night of Champions because like Gunther got in his face and Nick Aldis is like, I'm not the one to mess with. I will fight you.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like I would like to see Nick Aldis get a WWE match. He was considering how bad he was when he started in TNA, just absolute dog shit. And it's what happens when you put a green wrestler on TV. They're dog shit. To how good he got by the time he ended up in the general manager role in WWE. Nick Aldis is a hell of a performer. And
Yeah,
him and Gunther will put on a classic.
that's crazy you say that because like I was literally watching the TNA wrestling on Roku the other day
Yeah.
and seeing Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce. I was like, wait a minute. I know you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Nick Aldis in Gunther will put on a mat clinic, a ring general performance.
I think there might be something happening because even Big E said something about that
Yeah.
on the post show tonight at Champions. He was like, maybe are we getting a little teaser of Gunther versus Aldis?
Yeah, it's
Like
like
he's
I
like
think
he's
with
been hitting
Gunther
the gym.
with Gunther telling Aldis you were a failed wrestler, it really leads me to believe that we're gonna see Aldis in the ring. Like, because Aldis, he's too much pride to take that laying down.
Yeah.
So I do hope we get to see that at SummerSlam. Also, bravo on WWE for putting on 6 matches at Night of Champions and not their 4 or 5. Also, bravo on ESPN for forcing that because it just felt like a better show.
Yeah.
It felt like a better show. I mean, also considering that we're still with the ick of WrestleMania 42 in our mouths, everything
Might
feels
know.
like a better show.
R.I.P. Night One WrestleMania.
Yeah, RIP Night One. But it's one of those that 6 matches seems to be that sweet spot.
Yeah, it
It
is.
really seems to be that sweet spot.
It's like that they let us know the championships that were being defended last minute, but
Yeah,
because I thought we were going to have a show where no championships were being defended there
yeah.
for, until like the night before.
So now we'll get to the WWE Championship. What a ride for the WWE Championship.
Yeah, like I said before, same person, same place, just different PLE, but Sami Zayn
Yeah.
pulled off a major
Well,
upset.
and I think we're getting back to that too. I do think we're going to get back to Sammy winning it in Saudi. I don't think it's his only WWE title win in Saudi. I think he's winning the championship again in Saudi at WrestleMania. I think that's where this all goes. I think we may be in a period of hot potato for the WWE title. And I know we all have our feelings about hot potatoes. We've said it before. We don't particularly like hot potatoes with champion, especially with the main title. However, if you write it right, you can successfully hot potato a title for a little bit and it be good
Yeah,
if you do it right. And right now they have the pieces to hot potato the WWE title a few times. And then for the rest of this year, you could hot potato it a couple more times. You guys got CM Punk got it, Sammy got it, and then CM Punk took it from Sammy. Cody's going to feel left out because this was supposed to be Cody's title shot. So he's going to jump in here at some point. You could hot potato it back to Cody. Gunther's going to be upset once he gets through with Nick Aldis. You could hot potato it to Gunther. Randy Orton's still out here somewhere. He still wants that title. You could hot potato it to Randy Orton at some point. It's like
and the returning KO, he's going to be back soon.
yeah, KO's going to come back soon. They did a lot of focus on Finn Balor the last couple weeks. I'd like to see Finn Balor. You could find an excuse to hot potato Finn Balor in here because of the matches he had with CM Punk. You could hot
Mhm.
potato him in here. There is at least 5 or 6 people right now on SmackDown that you could hot potato this WWE title with. And I'm not saying 9 days. 9 days is insanely fast. But you could do a month here and a month there, maybe 2 months for the rest of this year, and it all sort of work out. And you could do it fair, and it feel not wrong.
Yeah,
And it's a rare chance they have that you could hot potato a title, and all of a sudden CM Punk gets 2 title reigns and Cody gets a title reign and Sami Zayn maybe sneaks in another one for a couple weeks and Gunther picks up one, Randy picks up one. You can do this until you figure out who
who
do
you
we
want as
want to go to
champion?
rest who do you want to go to WrestleMania as champion? And that's when you stop it. And I feel that it's going to be Cody and uh CM Punk at Mania. I feel that's a Mania match. Does that need to be WWE title related? I don't think it does. But
Between Cody and Randy?
no, but Cody and CM Punk. Did I say Randy?
Oh,
I,
yeah,
I,
between
I,
Cody and CM Punk.
I mean, that feels like it's going to be a WrestleMania match. But is it needed to be the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania?
I feel like it would be because there's no other angle for them to go at between those
Yeah,
two other than the
but
title because it's already been documented that on and off camera that they're really good friends. So
yeah,
why not just make it about business and have them go for the title?
yeah. I mean, because CM Punk famously said, "I'm not here to make friends. I got enough of those. I'm here to make money."
Yeah.
You know. Uh, as far as Sammy's role here in all this, I believe this is going to be the catalyst. I mean, this will be the moment you look back and be like, okay, circle this moment because when he wins the title at WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia and he wins the Royal Rumble, this is the moment where we look back at, okay, this is where he starts his, because right now he's on this crybaby run where I'm the good guy. I'm not, and even though he's technically, I don't think he's the bad guy here. He has very valid points to his arguments.
Yeah.
He has very valid points to his arguments. WWE's famous on trying to make us hate the guy that has really good points. It's like he's making sense, guys. I mean, but I mean, so he's playing the heel, even though he's not wrong. this could be the moment. I mean, he's probably going to join Johnny Gargano at some point with them laying on the thing in the back. God bless Johnny Gargano. That man just shows up to work, lays down on his chest, gets paid, and goes home.
Yeah, that one time he showed up and laid down and got paid, he won a title too.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's like, what an absolute dream job.
He literally just laid there and won a title. He was like, "Oh, okay,
He goes to work, lays on a giant storage chest. His wife
somewhere."
stands next to him. Then he goes home, and he's getting paid for this.
No, hey, real
I
quick, I
wonder
want
if
to.
he's hurt.
I don't know.
I wonder if he's hurt, and they just have nothing else for him. So they're like, dude, just lay on this thing and be depressed. It's like, sure thing.
Yeah, speaking of couples right now in the WWE, you were talking about his wife, Johnny Gargano's wife. What is the deal between Maxine Dupree and Austin Theory? Like that finally came out into tuition tonight on Raw when she helped win the tag titles back. But I was like, they actually did something with it. I thought it was just going to be like behind the scenes in the background stuff.
I mean, once you put it in the background, at some point you have to either shit or get off the pot with it. And it's, I guess, I mean, the vision needs more something. I mean, the vision needs to go away, but I mean, Braun doesn't need the vision,
No. And Paul
especially.
Heyman's already trying to get away from the vision.
Yeah, I think at some point Braun won't be there, and Logan and Austin will be, and then Maxine, and then I don't. If you've seen Bronson Reed on anything recently, that man is looking incredibly fit. It looks like he has lost an incredible amount of weight.
Well, that's
Uh,
always the thing with the wrestlers. They get hurt when they're heavier, and then when they come back, they're all cut up.
he looks he looks like the difference between Walter and Gunter right at this point. I mean, it's just outstanding body transformation here, man. Uh, his gear is not going to look as good. It's going to look weird when he puts that same gear on because he just doesn't fill it out the way he was.
He needs to
So
get different gear.
yeah,
But
he might have to
I'm
at
not
this
trying to
point.
sound rude or anything, but for as big as he was, the gear he was wearing was kind of.
Yeah, as a big guy myself, there's some things we have no business wearing, and Bron Bronson Reed is pushing the limit on that weird singlet
Single.
thing there. It's like,
It's
man,
like
just
the things were
cover
supposed
up
to
a
go
little
around
bit, man.
his legs and they end up being looking like underwear, kind of like how
Yeah, it's
Otis has
just
got going on right now.
you gotta cover up a little bit. On while we're talking about just random gear thing, Obafemi, I'd really appreciate it if you wear your knee pads around your knees and not your ankles. But yeah, I mean the
He
WWE
can't
titles,
he can't get
maybe he
those knee
can't.
pads up over
Yeah,
his
maybe
thighs.
they're not
Or
even his. It's like they're just too small. I don't know. But
yeah, there's just some of these wrestlers need to wear a little slightly bigger attire.
yeah, but I think the WWE Championship picture is gonna have so many nice twists and turns to it.
Yeah.
I think if they hope if they do it right, and I so much is with WWE is if they do it right. You have to add that if they do it right.
I mean, fuck it, might as well throw Danhausen's name in the WWE title picture.
Yeah, it's just if they do it right, please let them do it right. Don't screw this up. Please don't screw it up. You got to keep Sammy involved, but but I mean, they had the opportunity to make something special out of
Mhm.
a situation that never works. But you mentioned him, Danhausen time. The adventures of Danhausen continues. Judgment Day is really a thorn in Danhausen's side at this point.
Really pushing
It's
the buttons, aren't they?
yeah, they are, but we
Literally
have
and figuratively.
Saturday night's main event, Madison Square Garden, Danhausen versus JD McDonough, and Danhausen says he's bringing somebody to help him who is from New York, and it's real. The way he said the word real really made me think that he was trying to tell people it wasn't an imaginary person, which with Danhausen, it is very possible you could have an imaginary person show up and help him. Yeah, but I believe that will be the returning Enzo and Cass.
I wanted to touch bases on this because I heard a rumor that the person underneath Danhausen's sheet is Baron Corbin,
I
and
have also heard said rumor
and
about it
that
being
there
Baron
is about to
Corbin.
be a Baronhausen
Yeah,
or
Barronhausen.
Corbinhausen or something.
I have heard that the sheet is going to be Baron Corbin. Apparently, Baron Corbin is on his way back to the WWE. He is apparently he's done with Major League Wrestling. Uh,
Could you
he's
imagine a 6 foot, however tall he is, come out looking like Danhausen with the pants and the face paint on?
Baron Corbin likes to have fun. Absolutely, I can imagine it, and he will play the hell out of that role if it's him. I would like to see him come back as more dominant, but you know what? See
He
what he can
could
do.
he could come back as the security guard that stands there, and then whenever something happens, he's the guy that steps in, takes care of
Yeah, it's
business.
like just come back with the biker look, with the End of Days theme song, or even Burn the Ships. Love it. But uh, I think he could be part of this uh Madison Square Garden thing, but I do believe in New York, Enzo Cass, it makes sense. Big Bill, formerly Big Cass, is has given his notice to AEW. I believe his contract expired today or tomorrow. He gave his notice to AEW that he is leaving. Uh, Enzo has been at the Performance Center for a few times in the last couple weeks.
Yeah,
The assumption,
as long as
the
his mouth doesn't fuck it up this time around.
yeah, the assumption from pretty much every wrestling journalist out there is that Enzo and Cass are coming in to help revitalize the tag team division that they purposely killed for no reason. Like you didn't need to revitalize the division, you just had to use it. And then they let people go, and now they're like, "Oh, well, what happened to our tag division?" Well, I, how much time do you have?
Yeah.
We can get a whiteboard out and start breaking it down. But the answer is you happen to your tag division. But Enzo, and if it is Enzo and Cass, they'll get a huge pop in New York. I mean, Enzo always gets a huge pop. Everybody was, I mean, who didn't go along with Enzo?
Yeah.
Everybody copied him, went with him, and everything. So I mean, that could be fun. They would be a welcome addition to a tag team division. They never really got a good run the first time. That's because there was a weird old man in charge that just didn't get it.
Yeah.
I believe they'll be let to run their thing this time and be Enzo and Cass. Plus, I mean, Big Cass had alcohol issues before. He's been clean for a while. Uh, he's gotten way better in the ring for his AEW time. And that's what happens. You need more ring time. That's the beauty of having AEW around. Even if you don't watch it, having another option for some of these wrestlers to go to that need ring time. They need ring time. Some of these wrestlers are green as hell. And part
Yeah.
of that's AEW puts them, a lot of it's when they come from AEW, they're green as hell because they don't have anything else to do. They wrestle once in a month. Jade Cargill, perfect example. She's not great, but she's much better right now than she was in AEW.
Yeah.
Just because she's not accidentally killing everybody every week. Although, don't tell Piper Niven that because boy, she ripped her on Twitter.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Danhausen world is about to become insane. Imagine if Enzo and Cass are part of the Danhausen thing. Maybe this is gonna be a Danhausen faction with Enzo and Cass and Baron Corbin as the bodyguard, and
They can
then
call it the Housens.
yeah, you call it whatever you want. It's just gonna sell money. Danhausen is printing money, and how AEW couldn't figure out how to do this with this man is I don't know.
He's
And this is
printing money and he's taking Judgment Day's money.
yeah, this is where AEW gets it wrong. Is have fun every once in a while. Not everything needs to be serious. Have some fun. Danhausen's having fun. They're letting him have fun.
Yeah.
It makes the fans have fun.
I
He's
think
always stealing shit. I don't understand how he hasn't been arrested yet because he has stolen so much shit. from all these arenas to create these labs that I don't think he's qualified to create, by the way. I mean,
That and he
nobody's,
doesn't clean up after himself. He
yeah,
just
he
leaves
doesn't
it.
even clean up. He just leaves it. So apparently in every arena, there's some weird lab that people are probably afraid to touch at this point. It's just like they don't know what it's made out of. So
And
every
we're
arena
not
has this weird
talking
ass lab.
we're
And
not
not,
talking bad about Danhausen.
yeah,
We're not.
Danhausen is not bad. We're just saying that, you have committed quite a few felonies here.
Yeah.
I
We think
just,
it's funny personally. We do.
yeah,
We just
it's absolutely funny, Danhausen. It's 100% funny. It's nothing. I mean, it's incredibly funny. It's just other people might not think it's funny, and they deserve to be cursed, all of them.
yeah.
If you do not laugh at Danhausen, you deserve to be cursed.
Yeah. This show will always laugh at Danhausen.
I just I've yet to see anything Danhausen do other than the debut has not been absolutely gold.
Yeah.
100%. If looking hindsight being 2020, if they could go back and redo this debut, it would be the greatest debut in the history of WWE. They
Yeah.
they would do it so much better.
Oh yeah. Well,
But, as we run out of time for today's episode, is there any last minute things you need to get in right now that we can't sneak in a second part if we have to get back on here this week?
no, I think we should just cut it off there. We didn't we like you said, this is gonna be a two-part
Yeah, there's
episode
just still
on
so much to talk about as far as
yeah.
the next episode. We will just talk about what's good, what's bad, and stuff like that. This was just so much we had to cover immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, we covered it before you could even finish watching it.
But other than that, I don't have anything else unless you do.
No, so for the first episode of the week, I am JR Castillo.
And I am William Dash.
Everybody, take care of the ones you love, be around them, make sure you spend every moment you can. So that is all I have to say for the week. Will?
Yeah, and we'll catch y'all down the road. Thank you.